Hi all, thanks for joining me today. Candace Gillespie here from CandacesCanvases.com, and this is Cards Monday. Although I'm recording, well, I recorded it on Monday, but I'm talking to you about it on Tuesday. I have a weird dizzy spell thing going on. I'm not sure what's happening there. So I felt a little better today. So I'm ready to look at my computer and watch it move and all that stuff. So we're going to make an interesting fold card. I did see this on, where did I see this? YouTube, I think I got the measurements from YouTube. I'm not original on this. I do apologize. I did not get the name of the gal. I don't know why I do that. I just, probably because I have it all playing all day long at my house, and then I just kind of jot down what I like. Anyway, so we're going to make this an interesting fold. I forget what it's called, a flip fold card, I think, with the Wondrous Wreath and Wonderful Wreath framelits. So to do that, we are going to put the cutting plate on the first score line and run it through, flip it over, put the cutting plate, line that up with the second score line, I guess you would say, and run that through. And then once I pull off that outside wreath shape, I'm going to cut out the center completely. So I'm going to leave that on there and run it through one more time, completely covered with my cutting plate. And that'll cut out that center piece for me. Okay. Now, once that's done, move everything aside, and this is kind of the fold that you get here. And because this wreath isn't totally symmetrical, I ran into a couple hiccups, but it gave me the look I was looking for, and I was happy with that. So using Whisper White cardstock, I'm going to start stamping using Coastal Cabana Classic Stampin' ink first. And this is the Wondrous Wreath Photopolymer stamp set, and it's a layering stamp set. So the first layer, I'm using the Coastal Cabana. Second layer is the Highlight Leaves, and this is going to be Smoky Slate. You line up that, see that top little tab up there? That's up at the top with all of my stamps, so I know exactly where to line things up at. And then the little berries, I'm going to use Calypso Coral. And you can use, I didn't have to use the berries, I just like this color trio. So I thought, why not use the berries? It's fun. Okay, now with the framelits, now if you get the bundle, you do save 15%. So that means the stamp set and the framelits together. So in case you were wondering. Okay, position that just right, put on some masking tape, and run that through the Big Shot again. Okay, I also ran through just a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I got this wreath image, the outside wreath image, and I'm just lining it up so it would cover this perfectly, and then I'm just snipping it off so it's just a hair below that crease in the cardstock. Then I'm going to put glue on it using my Tombow. And then I'm going to close the card on top of that, and that is going to be positioned just so when the card is closed, you can't see it from the background. Now this is popping through, so I just took my craft blade and I fussed with it for a little while. Try not to push too hard, didn't push hard enough, etc. But finally, I got it off. And then I'm just kind of shaving off the fuzzy extra pieces, and this is what it looks like. Now, one thing I should have done before is I should have stamped on the design on the cardstock before, but you'll see here I'm adhering the wreath first on the inside. And then I decided, oh, I want a design on the cardstock around this. So, note to self, next time I make this card, probably will be a next time. I'm going to do that first. So I did use my Lovely as a Tree stamp set. This tree is probably one of Stampin' Up's, or this stamp set is probably one of Stampin' Up's oldest stamp sets. And let me tell you, I get why it's so, well, lovely. So I'm stamping on this Coastal Cabana cardstock with pistachio pudding. And my goal is not necessarily to cover the wreath, it's just to cover all the surrounding cardstock. So it's good that I didn't adhere that front wreath on there. But I'll show you a little trick I'm doing here to get around that. I'm just grabbing a piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to give it a general cover. Just stamping away. You could definitely make a mask if you've gone too far, or you can just do this first and then build your card from there. But the areas that I feel like I need more, I'm just coming in with kind of the tip of the tree, and it's no problem. It's pretty much covered. I think I'm happy with it here. Okay, so now out of frame, I accidentally put glue on this. Now the front did not line up, and the reason why is because the framelit cuts, you can stamp and then cut it out with the framelits only a certain way. So it didn't line up, but I was okay with that because the Coastal Cabana under it, it just kind of looks like it's a part of it. And you'll see in a second here, I am going to end up covering up that center. First, I'm going to stamp with Sympathy on here, and this comes with the Bloom with Hope Hostess stamp set. It's only available if you purchase through me, if you yourself order $150 or more, or if you have a workshop and your guys' total combined is $150 or more, then your hostess starts earning some rewards. So. Okay, now I'm going to take the 4 feathers, the 2 smaller of the 4 feathers, and stamp that in the basic, or the Smoky Slate, Coastal Cabana, and Calypso Coral. And then I'm using the ribbon here from the same Wondrous Wreath stamp set, and using my Embossing Buddy. I'm going to get the static on there, make sure it doesn't, the embossing powder doesn't stick to the ink on the feathers. Stamp that down with some Versamark ink. Now this is, the powder I'm using is pewter, but it's discontinued, so I would recommend silver. And once I'm all done with my pewter, I'm going to get silver. And then just using my heat tool, I'm going to emboss that ribbon, melt that all down. Okay, now we have the framelits. Now this framelits, we did show it previously. Oh no, not the feather framelit, my apologies. The feathers also comes in a bundle where if you buy the feathers stamp set and the framelits together, you save 15%. Now the bow wreath the bow framelit comes in the Wonderful, I think it's Wonderful Wreath framelit set. So, and I'm just rounding the corners on this. And then taking out all my die cut pieces, and I'm going to glue them to the front of the card. Now I have this card just sitting around, and I decided that I'm going to cut out another trio of feathers and glue them to the inside of the card behind the wreath as well. I didn't show that in the video because I thought of it afterward. But in case you want to replicate this card, that's what I'm going to do. Glue on all 4 feathers, making sure that they're glued to each other as well as on top. Then putting a nice little dab of glue at the top so I could put the bow down. But I didn't want this bow getting flicked off or getting caught on any of the flipping components of the card. So I just made sure to run some glue behind the little tails and behind the little bow part of this ribbon. And it stuck well. Then I brought in some rhinestone basic jewels, and I put 3 in each corner. 2 in the opposite corners I put vertically well, 3 in each corner, but in 2 of the corners opposite each other I put them vertically, and in the other opposite corners I put them horizontally, and you can see that here. And then in the center of the bow I used the biggest rhinestone in the set of rhinestones that we have to put one in the center of the bow. And that sums up the card. Thank you so much for visiting today. Also, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I do truly appreciate that. And I love sharing with you guys, and I hope you guys are inspired. And then also thank you for liking this video, had to think about it, and for leaving a joyful comment. Feel free to stop by CandacesCanvases.com, where you can shop for Stampin' Up! Supplies, and you can shop my handmade goods there, and you can also join my team. So I'm always looking for new friends to craft with. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow actually, which is Wednesday, for Scrappy Wednesday. Have a great day. Bye.